Kevin Sidebottom here, speaker, author, and trainer, and I go around and I teach sales organizations and leadership teams how to build trust and influence with their team members and their customers to drive more revenues and higher profits. Today, let's talk about our business partnerships, why we need to be having trust. How do we build trust with those people? In this video, we're going to go over the 3 questions that everybody asks on every single interaction and why we need to be intentionally going through those in our mind to answer those on every interaction. So let's get into it. The 3 questions that everybody asks on every interaction are these: do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? We need to be constantly asking ourselves those questions when we engage people. We need to be intentionally answering those for those people. How do we do so? Well, here's a few tips on how you can set the stage, especially early on in your business relationship. The first one is the sounds, the environment, wherever you're showing up. Now, if you're meeting with somebody, especially for the first few times, and you're in a high traffic area or loud noises, anxiety levels are actually going to go up. Well, that's going to affect the levels of trust you have with people. So we need to find areas and understand the environment we're walking into when we meet with them. It needs to be a quieter area. That's why a lot of business deals are done on the golf course and at restaurants, because it's quieter, it's more relaxing, more invitable. We need to build trust on every interaction. So the environment is key. Now the other thing we need to be focusing on the colors we wear. Yeah, that's right. The different colors can actually affect people differently. That's right. The different colors actually mean different things. And we need to be intentionally wearing the right colors, especially in the first few times we meet with people. Now, anytime I meet with a customer, the first few times, it's light blues and whites for my shirts and lighter colors, because those actually build trust. And we want people to trust us, because remember, that second question that they're asking is, do I trust you? So we want to wear the right color clothing. Now, here's something we don't want to do. We don't want to intimidate people. We don't want to come in with power ties to show our authority and how we're going to make them bend to our will. And that's what happens when we wear some different colors. So we need to make sure that we're inviting, building trust, and relaxed. Because as soon as people's anxieties go up, trust goes out the window. Now, we also need to make sure that we're showing up wearing the right kind of scents. That's right. Scents can actually make a big deal. And I got this education when I went down to St. Thomas. I was in this huge store, floor to ceiling, different kind of colognes. They asked me different things about my personality, my activity levels, because what they told me is the different personalities are actually triggered differently by the different scents. So we need to make sure that we are wearing the right kind of scents. So what I typically do, especially in the first few times I'm meeting with people, is I don't wear colognes. That's right, because I don't know what happened in their past or what kind of scents will trigger them and their anxieties. I don't want to do that. Now, we don't want to have BO, so we want to smell clean, but we don't want to have an overpowering scent like a perfume or a cologne that's going to trigger people. Because if they triggered, they're not going to build trust with us. Now, if you want to have a good understanding of this, go to a nice department store like a Nordstrom's or whatnot. Walk through it. Look at the different areas, like the women's area, the men's area, the kids' areas, how they have different sounds, different lighting, different setups, and different scents pumped into those areas. Take time and really look around and understand that, because they understand how to get people to come in and buy. We need to do that if we're trying to build trust, especially in our business relationships and our partnerships. So make sure we're not showing up and triggering people. Now, here's the third question. How can you help me? That's what everybody's asking, right? Everybody has a situation, they have issues, they have ramifications if those issues aren't met, and they need those answered correctly. So we need to make sure that when we're showing up with them, we're intentional on how we answer those and we find those needs that people have. Well, when I work in my trustworthy training, I'll walk people through the house little process and how you need to make sure you're populating your CRM, customer relationship management tool. And yes, you use that in sales for customers. But in our business relationships, and our partnerships, and our employees, we should also be filling this out and being intentionally learning about them on every time we're meeting with them. Because if we're focusing on doing that, we're going to learn more and we're going to be able to understand their situation and how we can actually help them. And by helping them, we build great levels of trust and influence. We can have great levels of communication. And when trust goes up, costs go down. That means more profits to your bottom line. So we need to make sure we're constantly engaging people correctly and how we can help them so that way we can build good levels of trust. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out. I'll be glad to help you. My contact information is below. If you like this video and it's helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send to somebody you think it might benefit. That's why I do these videos, to help you. All right, we'll see you next time.